Listening. We practice it every day, but yet studies show we only retain and understand about a quarter of the messages we hear. Listening is often defined as organizing what you hear to help you remember things. Now that's okay if you're listening to a lecture or a speech or anything where the message has been well thought out in advance. Unfortunately, that's not the case in most of the messages that we listen to in a typical day. Often the people that I interact with haven't thought through their messages in advance. They ramble or repeat or contradict themselves. I've almost got to guess what they're going to say and then check to see if I was right. And that's what analytical listening is all about. When a person speaks, we've got to listen and make educated guesses as to what's going on inside, what they're thinking and what they're feeling. And then we get additional comments to either support or contradict our initial guesses. So what happens if the additional information we get contradicts our initial guesses? We form new ones. To listen analytically, we must guess the speaker's meaning and intention, probe for more information to support or contradict our guesses, and confirm or modify your understanding accordingly.
I'd also like to spend a few minutes now discussing what you might be doing to prepare for the review.
Sure. I'll just be glad to get it over with, so the sooner the better.
Okay, let's see how this week looks. How's this Wednesday at 11?
That's fine.
Now, so as to assure that we make the best use of our time together, I'd like you to prepare for the review, so it's not a one-way affair.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Well, I'd like you to look at the ratings from last year's appraisal and see how you think you've done on each since then. I'd like to give some thought to areas you want to improve in and what each of us can do to help you improve. It might be useful to look at your job description to see if it still reflects what you're doing or should be doing. In other words, are there any omissions or commissions we should look at?
You know, can we also look at my goals and objectives for next year like we just did for Jim's?
Well, it's not part of your performance review or the appraisal system, but I'd be glad to look at them. So why don't you give them to me Wednesday at the review? Then I can look them over and get back to you later in the week.
Okay, I'll try to have them ready by Wednesday.
Okay,